Hey guys, it's Shelby, and today we're going to be doing another reacting to wasteful TikToks with me. If you haven't seen other episodes in this series, I'll link them below. I'll also link one right here, but this might be the last one in the series because I've been getting comments about how much stress and anxiety this brings you, and I'm not trying to put that onto you. I'm fine subjecting myself to it minimally in these videos, but I'm not trying to have your entertainment or your relaxing time on the internet be me reacting to wasteful TikToks. So let me know if you have a very strong opinion on that either way. If you do decide that you want this series to continue, please keep tagging me in TikTok videos that you see that you want me to react to. Also, go follow me over there in general, but you can't send me these videos on Instagram because there's no way for me to keep track of them. Very easy to keep track of them over on TikTok, FYI. But in the spirit of not making this intro too long, we're gonna go ahead and get into it after I give a huge thank you to the sponsor of today's video, which is Audible. If you know me, you know that I've been listening to audiobooks as opposed to reading physical books for a very long time. It's just my preference. And I've kind of made Audible the sponsor of this series, so we'll talk more about the audiobook I'm recommending a little bit later, but if you wanna jump ahead, you can head to audible.com/Shelby or text Shelby to 500-500 for your free membership to Audible, which comes with one free audiobook. So a free 30-day trial to Audible, and you can experience all that they have to offer over there. We'll talk a little bit more about them later. Let's get into the TikToks. Oh my God! It's upsetting to me, okay? What is going on? That's not cool. I don't. What? What is happening? Okay, here we go. This is not cool. This is just extra frustrating because they're referencing Earth Day, and there's a few things to point out here, but number one is the amount of people who pretend like they care about the planet or sustainability on Earth Day and then like literally the next day go back to doing whatever awful, horrible shit for the planet they want, including businesses using Earth Day as a marketing ploy and then going back to their awful practices the very next day. This looks to be a bunch of not so great for our water systems cleaning products. So you know what I say all the time, I think that the environmental footprint of something before it makes it to you is more important than what happens to that product afterwards, okay? Except in the circumstances of toxic chemicals. And I'm gonna talk about that in a second. But not all chemicals are toxic. Let me just acknowledge that right quickly. Some of these things are. And so before those things make it to you, oftentimes they have to be extracted from the earth or processed, which is an incredibly resource intensive process. And also the waste and energy it takes to process them, right? To take these minerals that they find, heat them up to ungodly temperatures to turn them into the materials that they put onto the shelves. And not only the energy used for that, but the amounts of water it takes to create products like this is huge. There are not a lot of studies out there on individual products and their entire supply chain footprint, but you can assure that if something has to be processed the way these do, it's massive. The chemicals in these products are not good for our waterways. In the US, actually, there is no legal requirement to list your ingredients of your cleaning products on the bottle. So likely these toxic cleaning products, you cannot even look at the bottle when you're purchasing it to try to determine if it's sustainable or eco-friendly or going to be detrimental to our water systems. You can't check it. And to see someone using these like it's funny and a joke is upsetting to me, okay? There's part one before there's part two, the frustration around the regulation and the ability for consumers to make better choices. And part number three is that there are a few different websites where you can go to rate said ingredients because people have broken this down. Sometimes these places list their ingredients on their website, but some people can break these ingredients down into how detrimental they can be to our environment over bioaccumulation. Bioaccumulation is the way small toxic all sorts of things, metals, chemicals, whatever, accumulate up the food chain. So like a fish eats a ton of little fish that are eating a ton of toxic things, and as the next biggest thing eats a ton of the last biggest thing, up and up the food chain is called bioaccumulation, up until we're finding metals and harsh chemicals in the seafood that some people are eating. And aside from just relying on our oceans and our streams and our rivers for food, we also rely on it for so many other things. Like the majority of oxygen on Earth comes from things that live in the ocean. And it might seem completely harmless because we've been told that these things are fine to put down our drains and to clean with. But the truth is, on the massive scale, with the amount of people who use these things and bioaccumulation, all of these things all together are quite detrimental to the planet. But if you become more aware of how these things impact our ecosystem over time, it's not funny to make videos like this. The point of me doing this is to see things like this and then to kind of explain why they're wrong, or maybe to open some other people's minds. So that's kind of why I started this series overall, not just so you guys could see me go about everything. So I hope that helped.
Shoes, 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 shoes.
Oh my God! Oh, they keep going after the sound.
Just look at this, okay? I actually think I have a problem.
Okay, wow. Where is the line where like this goes from, okay, this person is like, haha, and this is like, wow, I didn't think it could go on for so long. Why do they have so many of the same one? Or is this like maybe multiple people in the family? I'm just honestly, what is going on? When we consume a ton of things just because we think they're cute or funny, if we're not getting significant use out of those things, we gave money to people, say we want to see more and more and more and more and more of these things. We've bought into consumerism at such a high level, what I call hyper-consumerism. We now think that being fans of a brand is a personality trait. I'd love to hear from you in the comments if you've ever been in like a similar situation to this, but I don't think I've ever been such a fan of a brand to buy and buy and buy and buy their stuff just because they're making it. The system of consumerism is not something to be a fan of. I don't know, it's just very strange because I've removed myself from that mentality, and so seeing someone being so excited about it is so intriguing to me. But overall, my thoughts here are just, that's way too many shoes for you to ever actually get use out of. How will she ever wear all of them? Someone says, so if my calculations are correct, that's give or take $4,000 worth of Crocs. Huh? Most of the comments are about the amount of money she spent on these shoes. I feel that most people cannot criticize the amount of money someone spends on something that makes them happy without literally being able to point right back at you and being like, but you spent money on this. Food would probably be my thing. But yeah, that's just so interesting. I don't know. Thank you for tagging me in this. A lot of food for thought there. Interested to see what you have to say about it. Thank you guys for tagging me in this. I got a lot of tags in this, and it's funny because I don't know if I follow Natalie, but I definitely see her TikToks all the time. I think she's hilarious. I find that a lot of people apparently do this. Let me know in the comments. I talked about this in a few of my Earth Day presentations, but I think so many people can relate to buying produce in hopes of, what do you call it? Fucking consuming it. And I find that one of the things that people do is they buy things without a plan for it. And I feel like it's so useful in terms of your money, in terms of waste, in terms of, you know, just so many things, to go into the grocery store with some kind of idea in mind of what you're going to buy and how you're going to prepare it, right? That's a huge bag of kale, by the way. Unless you're making kale chips or kale salads every day and you're only one person, that's definitely gonna go bad before you get to it. Try to really think through impulse buys, because that's what's happening here. And especially if it's something that you do week after week after week, really start to take note of that. That's why trash audits are really, really helpful. If you're concerned about your environmental footprint, you're realizing what you're throwing away. Let's see if any of the comments are about that. Grocery store me buys kale. Real me does not eat kale. I don't know what grocery store me is. Every bag of kale has the same destination. Trash can emoji. Checks kale. Nope, not rotten enough. I'll check it tomorrow. no. Growing my own kale has been the best thing I've done because no kale goes to waste. It stays good until I pick it and then I eat it. It's been the best thing I've been able to do. But give some thought to if you're doing something like this on a repeated basis. Let's do better, guys. Let's do better. Let me take a quick breather from the anxiety, stress inducing that is reacting to these, because obviously I've gotten a bit fired up today. And we'll talk about today's sponsor, which is Audible. And like I said, I personally have wanted to get into reading books, physical books, for years. I tried and tried and tried. Same thing with tea. I really wish I liked tea. But anyway, audiobooks are where it's at for me so that I can keep learning but not have to worry about struggling to finish a physical book. Each time I work with Audible, I try to pick an audiobook to recommend to you. And I actually got a DM the other day from someone recommending that I listen to the audiobook called The Story of Stuff. And I was like, hold on, have I not talked about The Story of Stuff so long that people don't know that that audiobook defines my life? It talks more about the journey things go through before they make it to us in terms of environmental footprint. And before I listened to The Story of Stuff, I only really thought about the end of life cycle. And really not even that. I thought I was an environmentalist when I heard The Story of Stuff, and I was never repeating an outfit. So needless to say, the audiobook definitely turned my life around. So if you want to listen to it, you can get it for free right now. If you go to the link in the description, audible.com/Shelbi, or text Shelbi to 500. That's going to give you a free 30-day membership to Audible, which comes with one free audiobook and also access to other things through Audible. They have so many different exciting add-ons and things that they're trying to do to be an entertainment service rather than just audiobooks. So go check it out. Thank them so much for partnering with me on this video, and we'll react to a few more wasteful TikToks. So I don't really know what the point of this is unless they wrapped the top of the trees, which looking at it, no, they didn't. You can see the line. So what is the point of this? I mean, like the only thing I think, because it says redneck camping hack, is like you're out in the middle of the woods. Well, I guess if you're camping, you always are. But my thought process would be like mosquitoes and flies, which both suck. But if you didn't enclose the saran wrap, then they're still gonna get through. It's just like this. And then I'm wondering also, if you saran wrap your entire area, then there's no airflow, and that would suck, especially if this is a redneck situation in the South. Hell no, I would never hang out outside inside a plastic bubble. I would literally die. I just don't even understand the point. And so I feel like their intention was, let's make a funny TikTok, which is like, I didn't laugh. Let's see if anybody in the comments laughed. I think that's the key to this, right? We need to see what other people are thinking. What is this supposed to do? Literally my thought process. Let's see what people said. It blocks a significant amount of wind, but a good breeze gets in and keeps it so cool. Someone said maybe it's for privacy without a tent. It's clear plastic. What? What is happening? Yeah, this is just stupid. Obviously wasteful. I hate this new like trend of doing things just to be funny on TikTok. I don't get it. Moving on. Okay, hold on. Before I say anything, I need to see the comments. They posted this on Earth Day. One of the comments is, girl, it's Earth Day. Okay, two things. Number one, this is so ridiculous. And what concerns me is that some people in the comments last time said that they do this. And I just wonder if people actually do this, or if this is just something to be like hee hee ha ha funny for TikTok. My question, what is the point? Don't you think that it takes more effort to go to wherever you keep your saran wrap? And in this case, they even wrapped the spoon in foil. So to go wherever you store those things, get them, and then wrap all the stuff you have in those things before you get to eat. Because I don't know about you, but if they're eating cereal, it's breakfast. And if you're hungry, you just want to eat, not take time to wrap everything in shit. So this seems like more time, more effort. And I just don't understand. It seems to be some sort of trend on TikTok, and I feel so sorry for everyone who tagged me in this, who's getting this on your For You page, because I get absolutely nothing like this on my For You page. When I was younger, eating off of paper plates at home just for regular dinner was a normal thing, okay? One of the things that I used to tell them, or that they used to say to me, I guess, when I would ask them to use reusables, is that isn't that also an environmental concern because it takes water to wash those reusable dishes? Every single thing we buy, as I continuously say, and as you'll know if you listen to the Story of Stuff on Audible, like I said, has a resource footprint before it makes it to you. And then there's the transportation and all of those things associated with the footprint of a disposable. The reusable version is always more sustainable, even in terms of the water footprint, okay? But yeah, I'm so sorry for those of you who get this on your For You page, for those of you who have this experience on TikTok, because this is absolutely not my experience. I can scroll on TikTok for hours and do nothing but laugh and feel heard because my For You page is so relatable to my life. It's not all like this, and I actually have decided, like I said, and every time I do a video like this, I'm going to contrast it on my secret newsletter by talking about TikToks that I do like, and so that you can see that they're not all bad. So if you're not on my secret newsletter where you can only get those videos if you're on that newsletter, I'll leave it linked below. A huge thank you to Audible, like I said, for partnering with me on this video. And remember, until next time, you cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that you can do. Bye, guys.